They say scammers are now drilling a hole in the sensor where you then tap your card to pay, so that forces you to swipe your card, then putting you at risk for getting ripped off.
In the past 6 months, 47% of all gas station fraud came from one single trick. And if you're over 50, you're the #1 target. This scam is so sophisticated that even cybersecurity professionals are falling for it, and it can drain your checking account while your card never leaves your wallet. Today, I'm breaking down exactly how the gas station tap trick works and the simple steps to protect every dollar you have. Watch until the end. I'll show you the exact defense strategy that stops this scam cold. Let's get into it. It starts with a gas station that feels completely safe. Your regular station, the one you've used for years. Well lit, busy, a major chain with security cameras everywhere. You tap your debit card at pump 7, authorize $60 and fill your tank. The screen shows approved, your receipt prints, nothing unusual. 48 hours later, your checking account is overdrawn by $2,100. 12 separate gas station charges across 4 states, all at stations you've never visited, in cities you've never been to. Your card is still in your wallet. You never lost it. The only thing you did was tap it at that familiar pump. That pump had been compromised with a tap overlay device, and you never had a chance of detecting it. A 54-year-old electrician from Phoenix named Michael received exactly this notification while eating dinner. 12 charges, 4 states, $2,100 gone. He'd used that gas station every week for 3 years. When he called his bank to report the fraud, they told him all transactions were authenticated contactless payments. His card must have been present. Without evidence of theft, they couldn't classify it as fraud. Within a week, Michael was fighting his own bank just to get his money back. He didn't realize what had happened until investigators explained it. That pump's tap reader had a paper-thin fake overlay placed directly on top of it. Here's what Michael didn't know. That overlay captured his complete card information the moment he tapped. The criminals never touched his card. They never broke into the pump. They simply placed a $200 device over the legitimate reader and harvested hundreds of cards before anyone noticed. How they get inside your account. The scam operates in carefully designed phases. Phase 1, the installation. No broken seals, no internal modifications. Nothing that triggers the security alerts you've been told to watch for. Phase 2, the capture. You tap your card. The overlay reads your card's NFC signal in a fraction of a second, before that signal reaches the legitimate reader below. It captures your 16-digit card number, expiration date, CVV, and cardholder name. Then it passes the signal through to the real reader. Your transaction completes normally. You get your gas, your receipt prints. You drive away with no indication anything went wrong. Phase 3, the harvest. Criminals don't use your card immediately. They install overlays at multiple stations, collecting hundreds of cards over days or weeks. A single overlay at a busy station captures 50 to 100 cards per day. A team hitting 10 stations harvests 500 to 1,000 cards daily. They store the data on tiny memory chips or transmit it wirelessly via Bluetooth to a car parked nearby. Some sophisticated overlays use cellular connections, sending your information in real time to criminals in another state. Phase 4, the attack. You've used multiple gas stations. You have no idea which one was compromised. The overlay has already been removed, and your bank sees authenticated contactless transactions that technically could have been made by you. A 39-year-old nurse from San Diego named Jennifer used pump 4 at her regular station on a Tuesday evening. By Saturday, her account showed $2,340 in fraudulent charges across 3 states. The overlays had been in place for 6 days. 27 customers were victimized before an alert attendant noticed a slight color mismatch on Pump 3's reader. Jennifer spent 4 months fighting for a refund. She recovered $1,800. The remaining $540 was deemed unrecoverable because she had authorized the original transaction by tapping her card. Hey, if you're realizing how sophisticated this threat is, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. These tactics evolve every week, and staying informed could save you everything. Why this scam is devastatingly effective. Invisibility. Unlike traditional skimmers that required breaking into pumps, overlays sit on the exterior. They're thinner than 2 credit cards stacked together. They match the pump perfectly. Even trained security professionals miss them. Trust in technology. You've been told tap to pay is more secure than swiping. You've been told contactless cards have encryption. That trust makes you tap without hesitation, and that hesitation is your only defense. Delayed discovery. Criminals wait days or weeks before using stolen data. By then, you can't connect the fraud to a specific gas station. You can't identify the compromised pump. The evidence confidence is gone. A 44-year-old cybersecurity analyst from Denver, someone who literally teaches people how to spot scams, fell for this. He told investigators, "I inspected the pump, I looked for loose parts, I checked the card reader. The overlay was so perfectly matched to the original that my trained eye couldn't detect it." He lost $3,900. The criminals used AI to analyze his spending patterns and executed fraud during a weekend conference when he had limited internet access. By Monday morning, his account was drained. If a cybersecurity professional can fall for this, anyone can. Have you ever noticed something suspicious at a gas pump? Share your experience in the comments. Your warning could help someone else. The locations being targeted. When people think about gas pump fraud, they imagine sketchy stations in bad neighborhoods. They think choosing well-lit, busy stations at major chains protects them. They're wrong. Highway rest stops. Massive volume from travelers who'll be hundreds of miles away when fraud hits. Victims can't return to investigate. Transient traffic means overlays harvest enormous numbers of cards before anyone connects the pattern. Airport gas stations. Travelers returning rental cars are rushed, distracted, and won't monitor accounts while flying. Perfect targets. Truck stops. Commercial drivers fuel daily at the same locations. One compromised pump creates repeat victims who use it multiple times before detection. Suburban chain stations. The stations where people feel safest. Where regulars use the same pump every week. Where familiarity breeds the complacency criminals exploit. A retired couple in their late 60s from Seattle used the same Chevron station for 8 years. Same corner, same pumps. One Wednesday, 3 pumps were compromised. They lost $8,400 from checking and $12,600 from savings. The criminals accessed linked accounts after capturing the debit card. The couple spent 5 months fighting their bank. They recovered $16,200. The remaining $4,800 was gone permanently. The station's manager had no idea the pumps were compromised. The overlays were discovered only after the bank noticed a fraud pattern and contacted investigators. By then, the devices were gone and 43 customers had been victimized. Why banks often won't refund you. This is what victims find most devastating. Many banks refuse to refund money lost to tap overlay fraud. When your card is used via contactless payment, banks classify these as authenticated transactions. From their perspective, your card was present, the tap was authorized. The fact that you were unknowingly tapping through a criminal's device doesn't change the technical reality. Fighting denials requires proving you weren't at those locations. GPS data, work records, alibis. Even with documentation, recovery isn't guaranteed. The process takes months. Some victims never recover full amounts. A 51-year-old accountant from Atlanta named David lost $4,200. His bank denied his claim twice. Their letter stated, "All transactions were processed using your card's contactless feature at legitimate merchant locations. Without evidence of card theft, we must conclude these were authorized." David provided work calendars showing meetings during fraudulent transactions. His car's GPS history proving he wasn't near those stations. A police report documenting the fraud. News articles about tap overlay attacks. David hired a consumer protection attorney. After 6 months of legal pressure and $1,800 in fees, the bank settled for $3,400. David lost $800 permanently, plus the legal costs, plus 6 months of financial stress while his account was short $4,200. A 62-year-old small business owner from Tampa lost $11,400, money she needed for inventory. Her bank denied the claim. She couldn't restock her store. She lost 3 months of sales. She eventually recovered $8,200 after 4 months, but her business never fully recovered. The financial loss was $11,400. The total damage was immeasurable. How to protect yourself. Rule 1. Stop tapping at gas pumps. Insert your chip card instead. Chip transactions are harder to intercept with overlay devices. The extra 3 seconds could save you thousands. Rule 2. Pay inside when possible. Indoor terminals are directly supervised, harder to modify, and checked more frequently. Those 60 seconds walking inside could save your entire checking account. Rule 3. Use credit cards, not debit. Credit card fraud doesn't drain your bank account. You dispute charges before paying. Federal law limits liability to $50. Debit fraud takes your money immediately. Recovery is a fight. Rule 4. Never trust safe locations. Major chains, well-lit stations, familiar pumps. Criminals target these specifically because your guard is down. Rule 5. Enable real-time alerts. Get notifications for every transaction. The moment a fraudulent charge appears, you'll know. Fast detection means fast action. Rule 6. Check your account daily. Don't wait for monthly statements. Log in every day. Most tap fraud is discovered by victims, not banks. Rule 7. Set low daily limits. Contact your bank and cap daily debit spending. Higher limits only help criminals. Rule 8. Freeze at first suspicion. See a charge you don't recognize, even $5? Freeze your card immediately. Criminals test with small charges before draining accounts. Rule 9. Report suspicious pumps. Notice a color difference, loose part, or anything unusual? Tell the attendant. Call corporate security. File a police report. Your vigilance could prevent dozens of victims. Rule 10. Educate your family. Make sure your spouse, elderly parents, and adult children know about this scam. One conversation could save them everything. This scam is spreading because it works. High success rates, significant payouts, low prosecution risk. The average victim loses between $2,000 and $8,000. If you're over 50, scammers see you as the ideal target. They're counting on you not knowing how this works. Now you know. Have you been hit by gas station fraud, or have you spotted a suspicious pump? Drop your story in the comments. Your experience could help others recognize the warning signs. Subscribe now and turn on notifications so you don't miss the warning that could protect your entire family. Stay safe out there, and next time you're at the pump, pay inside.